time. So we do have the Zoom set up. I hope it's going to work okay, but I'd like to begin with Dr. Jenkins, if you would like to share a few words. Let's welcome Dr. Jenkins. And this is
Thank you, Dr. Selig. And thank you, everybody. Werner and Debbie, we are so grateful for you. Debbie joined the church. We're from the same hometown, and she's my spiritual daughter. I'm really grateful for her and Werner. So solid in faith and love. And we had wonderful times together, especially over the last couple of years. We had a couple breakfasts together. And I've got on my phone, and I have about 6 more hours, Dr. Werner. 6 more hours. I got 4 hours here, 2.5 to 3 hours and almost 4 recorded of his testimony with Debbie there. And I'm going to get about 4 or 5 more hours, and then we're going to make a book because it's so good. It just has to be transcribed right now and edited. But Werner, you were such a trusted leader in every area. He always brought with him to every area, and he still does, even now, the way he's going forward with Debbie. He brings such faith and such quality and such integrity. I mean, he never changes. He's unwavering. And he also brought that kind of faith to every part of the Washington Times missions he had, the business. But also Debbie and he have beautiful family, many children, many grandchildren. It's just, I'm so happy for them. And in this time, they're such examples of faith in true mother, faith in true parents. When Werner became pastor also, that was kind of a wonderful thing for the Northern Virginia Church. Fond memories, because everything was so stable. Of course, Pastor Patton went on to be the regional director, but we're so grateful for you, Werner. We believe in you, Debbie. You're really our model. And thank you for giving us this day. We can honor you. Thank you, Enrico.
Yeah, thank you, Reverend Werner. We love you so much. And I just want to share one thing that I really appreciated. That was when you were pastoring. Always you are so kind, and always you're so loving, no matter how situation is. But also, for me, the sermon you gave was so deep and so principled, and it's really it was so good. And for the first generation, especially, I think we appreciated it so much. Although young people really came together with you and your leadership. But one sermon that I always never forgot about is that you talked about mother as only begotten daughter. And Jesus true father inherited Jesus' foundation as only begotten son. And then so he totally united with Jesus' heart, and he fulfilled as true father. And mother as the only begotten daughter that God raised her to be as true parents. So I never forget that sermon you gave, and I really appreciate. That was so new to me. Wow, this is something new. But now mother is really asking us to testify to true mother as only begotten daughter. So I'm really grateful to you for that. And your love and your faith to true parents are so deep and absolute. And thank you so much for that. I love you.
Thank you, Dr. Ashia.
Thank you both. Can we have Judy Lejeune? Richard, are you able to connect her? Pastor Werner worked with so many of the local people here in Northern Virginia, but Judy Lejeune in particular worked very closely with him. See if we can do this. Judy, can you unmute? Go right ahead. Oh, make sure you're unmuted.
Oh, is that
Bill,
okay?
can you hear
There
her?
we are. Thank you.
Okay. Anyway, have confidence. We can hear you, Judy.
Okay.
So, okay.
So anyway, for Werner and for Debbie, because I know I've known you through the Northern Virginia Church more than any other chapter of your life, and I have to say that when Natasha was praying, and she was praying about God loves you so much, and He's speaking through us to you, and that's the legacy that you have left here, at least in Northern Virginia, a legacy of love and a legacy of caring. And what I've always been struck by the fact that you love to teach, number one, because I love to teach, and you love to teach, and you're very good at teaching and history. But what really moved my heart is when you told me, I have 9 grandchildren. Yeah, that is, I never saw anybody so proud of their children and of their grandchildren. And for you and Debbie to create this family that you have created is more precious than anything you could do on earth or in spirit world. And this, I am so grateful because this is the model. You've created a model that doesn't matter anything more than your relationship with your children. And this was always been deep in your heart more than anything else. Always your dedication to true parents, to true heavenly parent, to the providence. It's very, very deep. But from my viewpoint and my relationship with you is that your family sustained you. Your family is your deepest love. And that gave you the ability to love others. And that's why the Northern Virginia Church really loves you so much. And as we're hearing today, people from all chapters of your life love you very much. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful to know you. And Debbie, thank you so much for being there and raising this family with him and being a wonderful couple together. Always, of course, there's ups and downs. But look at the sustainability that's happened here. Nothing can take that away. So I'm deeply, deeply grateful to know you, Werner, and be grateful that God sent you into my life because you have inspired me in so many ways, especially your consistency. When there are so many difficult things and difficult situations that we went through in Northern Virginia and difficult people we had to work with. And you were always the one to see the best in somebody. Even when everybody was talking and saying, well, this person is that way, and you would make up your own mind. You would not let somebody else tell you what to think. It was between you and God. And this is very, very, very precious example. So I just want to say thank you very much. Thank you. I don't know if anybody else heard, but at least you heard.
Yeah, okay. You can say something.
Yes, thank you, everybody, for what you have offered and reminded me of things that are precious. You know, when I have to look at my life and summarize it, it has always been like a snapshot or a summary of thoughts that captured the highlights um, of not just my life, but really the highlights of the providence that were just caught in the moment as the providence marched on. I had the privilege to to essentially be a historical speed traveler, if you want to call it that, where I was able to see how God's providence is marching forward at a remarkable speed and moving from this to that and to some other specialized thing. So when I first met the divine principle, there are many things, of course, that one can highlight, but I want to say at least one, and I may come up with more as I start speaking or continue speaking, that I recognize that history has been being pushed forward by God's will, and that I could be part of a historical process that was not abstract, that was not totally otherworldly, but that really allowed me to participate. So the kind of snapshots I'm talking about is just kind of watching how true parents have liberated everybody. And it was really like a highlight, like a bright, shining light was brought upon a particular moment in the providence that true parents have shown upon the earth. And suddenly I found myself in the Chongchong world, that this was somehow came out, the Chongchong world, where we're able to say, okay, now we're doing this, we're actually taking a moment and are able to participate in that activity for a period of time. Now, when I think back of it, it seems both long and short. But at the time, it was long. And anyway, so I remember this one instance. Some of you may have heard me speak about it, where when I was a participant in liberating our ancestors, and this became like the focus of nothing else we've done, that I was able to participate in a dimension that our true parents had shown us. So when I was 9 years old, I was able to, as a 9-year-old, I was taught by the, I'm sorry, I have to shift here my, there was this period of time that we needed to focus on liberating ancestors and liberating all those who had been left behind in the past. And so when I was 9 years old, we learned that if you're in a state of grace, means as a Catholic child or adult, if you had obtained a remissions of sins, you were able to offer that remission of sins for the benefit of people in the spiritual realm and allowed them to be liberated. So it was at 9 that we had all obtained the state of grace, um, and the priest told us, you can stay behind in church and simply participate more. So I did that. And I remember we were all, at least I was one of those who were really gung-ho about it, to participate in prayers and participate in everything and offer a liberation to our ancestors. Sorry, my mind is a little slow today. I'm trying to keep up with things. And
So you stayed to liberate more and more people. You
Yeah.
thought of more people.
that's right. So Debbie's helping me out to get my juices flowing here. So anyway, I stayed behind. The other kids had gone home from church, but I stayed behind and I prayed. And the other kids, for the most part, were gone. But I stayed behind and I prayed and I prayed and I prayed. And so then at the end of the day, it had gotten dark. My parents started to get worried about what had happened to me because I normally didn't stay up late like this. But I was out there and they were much relieved, as you can imagine, that while other kids were playing football and doing other things, I was their pious little son who was liberating our ancestors and others. And so when I liberated ancestors in prayer, then I thought maybe there are more to be liberated. I don't even know how many they may be. They need help. And they have been forgotten. Nobody has ever thought of them. And so I need to liberate more. So it was already late in the evening, probably, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 o'clock, that my parents started to put on their coats and went to the local church and looked me up at church to see what is he doing. And here, their pious little boy was preaching, or not preaching, but rather praying the the rosary, where I could hear other people praying, and I prayed out loud, and that really helped me get energy. So I don't know. I set out maybe praying for 1 or 2 people, but by the time I was done, I don't even remember how many quote unquote lost souls or souls to be liberated I needed to liberate. And so anyway, I was part of that moment, and I apologize for the slowness of my mind tonight.
This morning.
But it was a snapshot that I realized, even though it was a short snapshot in my life, it brought in a lot of different things in my life that really had meaning. And it's like a bright spotlight was shining upon me.
It's good.
So yeah, let me have some water, and then I'll say something more if you have more.
There's water in your cup right there.
Oh, here? Okay.
You might not have to say anymore.
So anyway, the one central aspect of the divine principle that I studied at that time was that God is guiding history, that history aren't random events, but rather God is guiding history. And so many levels we are to participate, and that we are full participants in everything. And the entire whole world of Christianity and participation in God's will had to be totally revisited and revamped. And that was an awakening moment. And it again, a sudden bright light was shining upon it. Okay, I guess it's gone. So participant in history and knowing that God is part of my life was a secondary big aspect. Thirdly, I was always a person interested in history, and that my friends would participate with me, which also was great because a lot of, particularly one of my very best friends from before the Unification Church, he actually joined. He joined before I did. He had moved into the center while I was still working out things that had come up. But my friend was gung-ho right with me. So being a participant in the will of God is incredibly inspiring, incredibly precious. I don't know if you can hear me. Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you very well.
Yeah.
They're dealing with something there, but we can hear you.
Okay. Thank you. So this sense of an immediacy of human history, that it was not an abstract theology, but that the Messiah had come back to earth, but not as a supernatural being, not somebody who was outside of the ordinary pathways of history, but was part of the pathway all of us had to walk, but was chosen in particular to accomplish that path. That became precious. And as I got older, it became even more precious. Okay, let's see.
Is that enough?
Yeah, maybe I will take a quick break when I catch up with my notes. So thank you.
So much. Okay, okay, we'll try again. That was completely unscripted. That was so beautiful. Thank you so much, Werner. I'd like to invite Junsuk to come up. She worked very closely with Werner and for the second gen. Junsuk Moon Lee.
Good morning, brother, sister. Good morning, Reverend Warner. Hi. Yeah, I'd like to share my appreciation. Reverend Warner, do you remember, when was it? Almost like 7 and 8 years ago, I did a big fundraising for supporting the second gen. I really wanna brought DMB area second gen go to participate National Ocean Challenge program in Alaska, Kodiak, Alaska, around that time. I did a fundraising for 6 months. I was so struggled because around that time, I mean, beginning, I didn't expect that many people, but anyway, all of a sudden, 17 second gen in DMV area asked me to support it financially to participate in National Ocean Challenge program. So around that time, I remember Reverend Warner, you day of daylight, you knocked on my door, my townhouse. Do you remember? You knock, 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 and then you brought the envelope, and then you gave a $500 cash from your pocket money. Almost I cried because I was so struggle. So many people, so many parents call me, could you, invite my sons and daughters? But anyway, it's there's so many first generation supported. So we made over $22,000 around that time. So we brought the 17 DMV area second gen to participate National Ocean Challenge program. That was the miracle. Without you, we couldn't make it, really. You really makes me more fire after that. So I brought a small gift. You cannot see my flower, or my arrangement of flower, but the Dr. Seeley gonna deliver that. Not only that, I don't, like that. Oops, I'm sorry. Yeah, yesterday, I didn't think about this one, but, all of a sudden yesterday when I woke up, really God asked me to do something for you, special gift. So all day I drew the water painting, your portrait. I found this picture in your Facebook. Seems like it's a 70th birthday. Seems like. So anyway, this one is not from me. These flowers and then this, watercolor portrait. As you know, I'm a elder second gen. I'm a representative of all second gen. Our all second gen's heart. We love to, to offer what you've done, whole your life. It's so special, very, very special. You are my brother. You incredibly, you're not ordinary one of a first gen brother. You are, how can I say it? So many ways you give a wonderful guidance to us. And I remember I very much deeply, from my bottom of the heart, I respect you and all second gen and third gen respect you a lot. One thing I like to share and finished, it's a little bit funny, but I don't know. I hope it's okay. Every single time somehow when I see the owl picture, it reminds you somehow. Because you have a very dark brow and also very big eyes. Don't upset, please. When I was young, all the time, my friend told me I look like a chihuahua. And also Froggy, they call me Froggy because my eyes is come out. So somehow everybody have some similarity with the nature, isn't it? Some animal. But every single time somehow, when I see some picture of an owl, and then it really reminds you. So, but it's a funny thing, maybe you know how much trauma they love an owl. If we go to Changpyeong gift shop, everywhere is owls. Immediately I thought, wow, it's Warner. Well, you know why the true mother loves the owl? Because I don't know, in the US, in Korea, it's a symbol of wisdom. Oh, here too. Okay. So, yeah. So I think, you representative of, symbol of wisdom, that kind of a first gen brother. Even true mother proved, isn't it? So we love you. And then really, deeply, I appreciate everything from Representative Olsen Kanjan's heart. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I have to tell a little story myself. When I was traveling with the Little Angels a number of years ago, whenever they saw me, they would say a particular word, and finally it came out that they were called, the nickname was Ostrich. Anyway, I wouldn't have said that, but you, Junsuk. Working closely also from the second gen is our dear brother Shinam. Would you come share?
Hi, everybody. Good to see everyone. Werner, Debbie, great to see you. I'm just happy to be here and to just say that Werner and Debbie, they are the OGs. I think we all know what that means. But growing up here in Northern Virginia, my parents had a very similar, sort of travel. The original gangster, OG. Yeah, come on. They're the original here in Virginia, right? So my parents came here, gosh, for the Times Providence as well. My mom and dad are right there, and I just remember back then, everyone was so serious, right? They'd come to our house and they'd sit down and pray and talk about things, and my brothers and I were like, what are they doing over there? But I remember Werner he was the cool one. He was, people have been saying, oh, he's so intellectual and he's so, sort of historical. And he's also got a great sense of humor. And that was what I remember about him, because I thought all of our parents were so dull and uninteresting. But I remember there was a conversation, and I could be misremembering it. This was probably when I was 7 or 8 years old. There was a conversation happening in our living room. And everyone was saying, wow, there's all these Michaels at our church. Michael this leader, and Michael that, Michael. And I just popped up and I was like, well, what about Michael Jordan? And I specifically remember Werner was like, yep, he's got it. That's the spirit, or something like that. So just it's a strange memory from a 7-year-old me, but I think it sort of makes me wonder, how he's continued and been able to, sort of stay in his service. I think working with Werner over the years has been amazing. I think, Bill, you mentioned that he was the pastor for 4 years. None of us believe that. We're all like, no, it's got to be 14 or 15, because, he's obviously been serving for so long. I really enjoyed the time that I spent sort of coordinating and working with the Northern Virginia Church as the MC. And, I think what I appreciated about Werner was his consistency, his flexibility. I just felt, he and I were a team, and we didn't have to call each other through the week. We knew what was expected of one another and supported one another. I really thank Werner for his service. I mean, I don't know if everyone knows this, but he did not take a salary during that time. Similar to my parents, and I felt that was an important, sort of offering, and that made me all the more wanting to support him and give my time and be consistent. So, I just love Werner. I love his family. I know his kids from when we were very young, and just, I'm happy to be here to help honor him. But, I also want to get the next sermon, so I'll be short. But, thank you all very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Bernard Herrera was another person who works very closely. He's sort of the go-to guy. You want something built, just give him like a MacGyver. He could build anything. He was very instrumental in creating this place too, all the painting and so forth. Bernard.
Yeah, Werner, thank you so much. In a little while, I'm going to bring you a calendar, a signed car, für meine Brüder, and something that I always thought of you. President Trump being shot with a little blood, and it's a symbol of courage. Fight, exactly. And yeah, what I remember of you is your thank you, undescribable jokes that I have to sit for a while. I said, oh, he meant this. And when I learned that you were from Frankfurt, all I can think is that kiosk downtown Frankfurt with bratwurst. And I loved them so much while I was in Germany. And anyway, thank you for everything. It was fun having you as a pastor, and I always look forward to see you. And hasta luego. Auf Wiedersehen. Tschüss.
Thank you, Bernard. Reverend John, please come up, say a few words. He's responsible for the Korean church, and he works very closely with, for the whole region, and works very closely with Reverend Werner. Reverend John.
Good morning, everyone. So this is for also Reverend Werner for you. As you know, so our elder brothers and sisters very hard work every single day. If they didn't meet true parents, they are living very well. But however, they joined the church from 1970. Nobody know about the true father, true mother. They came from the Oriental or South Korea. Nobody knows. But our elder brothers and sisters, chosen people by heavenly parents, they truly united heavenly will, not just personal desire. I truly honorable respect our elder brothers and sisters. They never change mind. Absolute united true parents, no matter what. So this is our legacy to generation to generation. So they were one of the hero, our church movement, Washington Division. He was served Dr. Boiba, our elder Korea brother. So he got a lot of the persecution, insult. However, he overcome by himself, centering true parents. Some of our elder brother joined to H2 or H3, but he keep purity to the true parents. This is our strong point. This is our brother and sister. You are same thing. I am three have children. They grow up very old. My eldest son is 30 years old. He asked a lot of things, negative things. Our church movement. We have the same situation. But our elder brothers overcome family issue or some children issue. They stood up, alignment with the true parents. This is our eternal value on the earth. Who made it? By my elder brothers and sisters. I truly respect one of your great successful life history. Someday, your descendants respect your legacy. Incredible. Made job with the true parents. Nobody accused that. This is our legacy. So I truly encourage all of you. You keep moving with the true mother. Almost top of the top. April 13, almost 90 days. We have to go, enter the promised land according to all the Testament. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Reverend John. I'd like to invite up the Hagans, Carl and Greshna.
Good morning. Good morning, Warren and Debbie. We are very grateful for having a wonderful brothers and sisters like the Suberts and their family. Our children kind of grow up together when they were teenagers. But on Christmas Eve, this last year, 23, we visited Warner. He wasn't feeling too well, so we spent maybe half an hour, 40 minutes. But Warner had this snapshot of his past. He just spoke about it, like memories came back. And I think, Warner, you would like me to share that, because we were talking about Joy Morrow. Dennis just passed away, and he said, Joy Morrow. And this was 1984, 85, when the women from Maryland and DC area got together and tried to organize a school, the New Hope. And he said, I was invited to this meeting, but I was the only man because I was good with numbers. And I had to keep a record of what they need and whatever, so be advisor. But he was very shy to say anything because he said all the women in our movement, they were just amazing how they were organized. And he remembered the names of the ladies. And this was maybe 35 years ago, almost 40 years ago. And he was just lifted up by remembering the power of our sisters organizing, started creating a school. And I just remember that, and what a wonderful man he is to see that, and what a humble person for a German. You know, Germans I'm Polish, so I know. And he was just so appreciated of the power of men. This was a long time before Women Federation started. So he was very progressive about seeing the value of mothers and women and creating possibility for education. He could see that for our children. So thank you, Warner, for being there. Thank you for being for our kids. For years we were neighbors. And we were you in our prayers and thoughts all the time.
Yes, we were growing up together, our families, together with the children in Annandale, Virginia, together with the Munsells. The Godos were nearby, the Purleys, and the Robbins family, John and Hobon Robbins. And we would do a lot of things together when the children were growing up in the mid-late 80s, early 90s. We would go on camping trips to Chicoteague Island. We would do tent camping together like a caravan. 4 or 5 families with their minivans packed with all of our families had anywhere from 2 to 4 or 5 children. So we would go with 4 or 5 families with the minivans and the bicycles, and we'd tent camp together in Virginia on the ocean. Almost every summer for several years, we would share Thanksgivings together. We would gather together in different homes, our different homes for Thanksgiving, create a big long table with all these families, like 4 or 5 families and all the children, 15, 20 kids, and we would have these big Thanksgiving meals together, sometimes Christmas. and just delightful tubing on the Shenandoah River, whitewater rafting and tubing on the Shenandoah together with our families, and just a lot of beautiful, rich memories together. And I'll close with this. There was one, we all got sort of addicted to the TV series Lost, and we started, it was in the late 90s, early 2000s. We started watching the series Lost together, and we would do watch parties. We would get together at different homes, sometimes our house or other, and we were getting into this, watching this series Lost, and it was so, addictive. And we were watching this series, and we were promising each other we wouldn't jump ahead. We would stay on track and not jump ahead of the series. But I think it was, I don't know if it was Debbie or Werner, I think it might have been Debbie, got so excited about the series, she got ahead of us and jumped ahead of us. And so she knew all about what was coming next. She promised not to tell us what was going to be coming, but it was pretty exciting. But anyway, we had just so many great memories with the kids and camping and celebrate holiday celebrations together, and so many beautiful, rich memories together with Debbie and Werner and the family and so forth. So we just wanted to share those little snapshot memories. And we love you guys, and we're with you always, and we'll cherish these memories forever.
And just to add on that, this was after Thanksgiving dinner, and we did for our kids. We start watching. So for you guys, second generations, we just stay up to maybe 3 o'clock in the morning, and all the second gen were into it. So we decided that we're going to keep closer together with each other. So some fun and some memories of watching the movie. So thank you very much.
I have a feeling that we could go on and on. I do want to invite Randy Francis to share. He's been working very closely. Reverend Francis? Reverend Francis, if we don't hear you if you're speaking.
So I'll just keep speaking until you can hear me. But Werner, we're, you're setting a new benchmark for us here with this celebration and the beautiful snow that happened, and then of course the sun and beautiful day today. So going through a lot, and I was able to spend a couple hours with you a few weeks ago and hear a little bit of the background about some of the providential organizations here in the DC area and around the area. Maybe I'll add my spotlight since they're wondering about me. So, yeah, really, words are very hard to come by to express any of our feelings. I think Jung Suk and everyone there has really expressed, all of our hearts. And again, your consistency and the love for your community, and something you shared with me that you might not have shared with others is, you were always in a business mission in some ways, but you always felt you were a pastor. You wanted to not just be a pastor, but were a pastor. And I was thinking, I put in the chat, that you were on the cutting edge, I think, during Reverend Lee's time, and even before that, when the Nova Church was meeting in, I think it was George Marshall's church there in Seven Corners, Bailey's Crossroads, that, you really wanted to be a pastor there. So I'm going to end with that. And, you're always living and guiding us consistently, like Judy said, that, as a mentor. And I know we have Reverend Ernest Patton here, so he'll be able to speak a little bit more on that, on the recent times. So we love you, Werner, Debbie, the whole family, and we're just here to celebrate together with you. Grateful for this. Sorry, now we couldn't hear you, Bill. Not yet. Are you calling on Reverend Patton?
Well, thank you. I'll go ahead. I don't hear the Nova Center, but thank you, Randy.
Yeah, we can hear you well. Thank you.
You know, True Parents have created just an amazing organization, but also a beautiful family, and have attracted extraordinary people. And it's been a real honor to be able to work with Werner over the years. You know, the Godot family created the Nova Church, I feel, and provided an amazing foundation and a giant vision of a very strong community. And we've just heard the Pagans talk about the unity of certain families that really, to me, exemplifies the Nova spirit. And I'll never forget, we had a Sunday service in 2000, actually before that, in 2012, we got the Nova Center after about a year of searching for a location. And right away, Werner stepped up and said that he would every Tuesday night give a divine principle lecture. But at that time, he had 5 kids. He was working full time under Dr. Dongmoon Ju. So we know that was a very there's a lot of work involved in that mission. And yet he invested so consistently, and we've discovered over the years from True Parents that this kind of attitude of making a condition really provides a strong foundation for God to work. And Judy and I were the co-pastors at that time. So grateful for his consistent effort and real sincere investment in the community. And then I'll never forget, we had a Sunday sermon and being given by Dr. Michael Jenkins. And at that time, I was a district pastor and the local pastor. And honestly, it was a struggle for me to do a good job or do an effective job at both. And right in the middle of his sermon, Dr. Jenkins says, Ernest is going to focus on being the district pastor, and Werner, will you be the local pastor? And without missing a beat, Werner stood up and accepted this very demanding position, actually. There were, every Sunday, there were 70 to 100 people coming to Sunday service. So he knew, and he'd been supporting us very, very effectively. He knew what was being asked of him, and yet he immediately stepped up and offered his service. And also Debbie came, right away each Sunday with him, and it was just beautiful family support that the community could feel, the community could grow through that. And that was just one example. I felt, but as several people have said, his sermons were very deep. They're very intellectual, but also filled with humor and heart. It was a tremendous asset to have a pastor with that kind of ability. It wasn't just fulfilling a mission. It was actually offering a very comprehensive understanding of God, of God's providence. And so for our family to have been working with him for so many years, we're so grateful. And also I really want to compliment and acknowledge the organizers of this program, because You know, this is such an important way for our community to share our love and to not wait until a Sungwa, but to honor each other in the process of our growth, our community, our development, our families. I'm so grateful to be a part of it. And there are many wonderful people who've spoken here reflecting, you know, the wide variety of influence that Werner and his family have been able to not just offer, but to really cement in our hearts as pastors, but as brothers and sisters and as an exemplary family. We all know that Werner really loves, as Judy mentioned, you know, he really loves his family. It shows in so many ways. And this is the core that true parents are leaving us with, is true families. And so I'm really honored to be a part of this time together to really see the beauty and to highlight the offering of Debbie and Werner throughout our experience with them. So God bless you all. Thank you.
Sorry, we're not hearing you again.
He's definitely looking a little tired, but just a few more people perhaps. Hiroshi and Kathleen, would you like to say something?
Which way? Maybe I can see this way. He can see me. Hi, Werner. Can you hear me? So I want to share so many things today, but I don't want to embarrass you. So in close, anyway, Werner, I met Werner indirectly in the early when was that? Early 1980s. Probably Werner doesn't know. I was assigned to work for auditing all the not me, but I was assigned to work with Mr. Hon, who is, you probably don't know him, uncle of your mother. He was assigned to do auditing of all companies in the U.S. So I don't know why I was appointed, but I was appointed to work with him. And back then, I'm going back the years, so probably Thomas Botte, do you remember the owner? And he was doing that. He was, I guess, 20 or 30 years older than me. And he was experienced in accounting and auditing. So he was supposed to be in church. And then he looked at me and said, "Who are you?" And he said, "Werner, who works in the news world, he was smartest guy I ever taught accounting, and he got it in one time. So let me see how you do it." So that's how first time I met Werner. He is the smartest guy that he ever met. I hope I had a chance to talk to him if he changed his mind, but I had to wait until I go to the next room or upstairs, whatever. So anyway, that's the first encounter of smartest guy ever existed in our movement, Werner Subert. And then later on, I was assigned to work with the Washington Times, and I worked with Werner for several years. I don't remember now. Long time. And at that time, he was very kind, and I appreciate it. I hope I got some smarts rubbed into my brain as well. So, but I don't know how many years I go back, but he was a wonderful guy, and spent lots of time talking to him about it. I had to look at this way to see Werner, right? Kind of strange. Anyway, so yeah, I don't know how many times I spent the long hours in the evening talking to him, or he got counseling me. And lots of times he volunteered to have a special event in his home. I remember his old homes and the meeting room to spend lots of time with him. He was always generous. So is Debbie. And I appreciate Debbie so much. When we started Northern Virginia Church first time, Debbie was one of the elders who supported our goals to establish church in Northern Virginia, independent and thriving, hopefully, prosperous church. It's kind of, I think, one is lucky to have Debbie. He's one of the steady, kind, wonderful person. And God knows what Werner needs, and I guess Debbie needs as well. And I just don't want to ramble too much. And I love you, and I'll visit you soon in person. I'll see you soon, Werner and Debbie.
Thank you, Reverend Goto. Well, I'd like to bring this to a close or before the next, our presentation. But of course, Donna and I know the Suberts very well, and Werner is a wonderful brother. I'm not sure where this idea even emerged. It just sort of dropped from heaven that we should honor our brothers and sisters while they're here, as Reverend Patton said. It makes perfect sense. We shouldn't wait. We should make it a very, every day that we should say, I love you, and you're important to me. And as Werner is definitely, it's been a pleasure and an honor to be with him these past years or so. So my wife, Donna, would also like to say something.
Thank Bill for getting my high sign saying, I have something to say. So this last couple of years, Bill and I have been back in this area, and especially recently, we've been able to have some beautiful lunches and visits with the Suberts. And especially recently when the time of transition we know is coming closer, that I appreciate so much them as a couple being completely open and honest and sharing and planning, no pretending that spirit world is not real. Our whole life is a preparation, but sometimes it gets a little more close. So I really appreciate that for them. This is something that Bill and I talk to couples about, even young people about. Hey, let's plan, let's prepare, because we know we get to go to spirit world. So let's communicate clearly about it. And I appreciate the love and kindness they have for each other and their openness. And the other thing is, last time we visited, Werner was talking, and naturally, we know he's always in a contemplative and meditative thing, recalling things, that he was sharing that not everything in his life was easy, that he had times of darkness, moments. He said, is God the only one who knows of the depths that I could experience sometimes where the moment could be life or death? He said that. And what I wanted to respond, but then the conversation changed, is that, Werner, those times are part of what made you able to take care of so many other people without judgment, with kindness, with uplifting. So people may not have known, but they benefited from you going through those times and coming back to the person who can explain and cheer up and make jokes and give amazing sermons. So thank you very much, Werner.
Thank you, Donna. I'm a good husband. I let my wife have the last word. I've just been informed that Otmar and Anne-Marie have a song that they'd like to present, and then we'll have the presentation by Dr. Schiel. So go right ahead, Otmar. We're not hearing you. Go right ahead.
Okay, but on Zoom?
Okay.
Okay.
We
Just go
can
ahead.
hear you fine.
Good.
Okay.
Anyway, that's a song about friendship, a German song.
Okay.
Since you have been everything to us, besides being a father and pastor and leader and friend. So I changed the last verse a little bit because it says, when death takes my life, I stop being your friend. But I changed it to, even death will take my life, I will still be your friend. It's called wahre Freundschaft, true friendship. Wahre Freundschaft soll nicht wanken, wenn sie gleich entfernt ist. Lebet fort noch in Gedanken und der Treue nicht vergisst. Lebet fort noch in Gedanken und der Liebe nicht vergisst. Keine Ader soll mir schlagen, wo ich nicht an dich gedacht. Ich will für die Sorge tragen, bis zur späten Mitternacht. Ich will für die Sorge tragen, bis zur späten Mitternacht. Wenn der Mühlstein treu getrieben und daraus fließet kühler Wein, selbst wenn der Tod mir nicht das Leben, hör nicht auf, dir treu zu sein. Selbst wenn der Tod mir nimmt das Leben, hör nicht auf, getreu zu sein.
Dankeschön, Werner. Dankeschön für alles, was du für uns getan hast. Und was du immer noch für uns tust. Das hört ja nie auf. Du weißt das ja, ne? Selbst nach dem Leben geht es ja doch weiter. Dankeschön, Dankeschön.
Okay. Well, that was very, very beautiful, wasn't it? And I see the children now, or the grandchildren are gathering. Thank you all for sharing with us. This has been a very wonderful morning. And I know many of you had something to say. Please, I encourage you to contact them, send them a letter, or send even a video. It'd be a wonderful gift for the Subert family and for the children, the grandchildren even. I'd now like to invite Dr. Shield back up to make a presentation, a very special gift that was made in honor of Werner and his dedication to heaven and earth for the last 54 years.
Actually, Reverend Francis put this together. Let's give a big hand to Reverend Francis. I don't know, can you zoom in, Richard? Right, these are really some incredible memory, historical memory. So the center is a Pastor Werner Subert with deep appreciation. So he can hear you. Okay. Pastor Werner Subert with deep appreciation for 54 years of love and service to Heavenly Parent and true parent dedicated to fostering peace and harmony in the family, community, nation, and world. Nova Capital Family Church 2025 in this 13th year of Cheniel Guk. Yeah, you can see here really, yeah, I love all of these pictures here. This is Werner here and Debbie when they were very in their prime, very young. Yeah, they are a Chambo couple, by the way. We haven't mentioned that. They are a Chambo couple, right? You can see here the picture here with the Chambo, and like he was saying earlier, he really believed in the champion providence. He really believed in the ancestral liberation. He invests a lot and helped many families to actually fulfill their Chambo. So thank you again. When Jesse here with True Father and Reverend Sudo, yeah, IOWC 1974, Nova Family Church 1990s. Is that the church Reverend Francis was mentioning? Marshall, something. Church. Yeah, so it's a beautiful family here. And yeah, this is recently when we visited him and the sisters made 1,000 crane. 1,000 crane here that we offer here. Nova Center here. I see Zena's HB James here. Toya, and that's Yasuno, who is now in Champion there. So beautiful. Werner, this is for you. I'll come and deliver to you very soon with my wife is here as well. Thank you for everything, and God bless, and we see you soon. Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure if Werner wants to say goodbye or basically we're done here. Okay.
Oh, good morning, my brothers and sisters and the Werner Subert family. We are so grateful and honored to share a few words with you this morning. I represent not only Washington, D.C. Family Church, but I represent the Black community, whom probably you have done so many things too, but probably we have not expressed enough what you did. I want to remember 2019 when True Mother went to Senegal to liberate when she went to Senegal, Gory Island, to liberate the African American spirits.
Yeah, I never confessed what I did.
I had come to Washington Times as a representative with my husband on behalf of ACLC, and with joined the leaders meeting, and Werner Subert was there, and most of the leaders were there. And somebody reported that True Mother is going to Goree Island, to Senegal. And so I quickly said, since Reverend Oliver was there, I quickly said that if I was you white people, I could pay the ticket for Reverend Oliver very quickly for representing all the African Americans who went through a lot of trauma. But immediately, Reverend Werner Subert said, I will pay your ticket, my sister, if you want to go. And I had come to this country specifically having been ordered from Chompion to come and repent for slavery. Something that I rejected for a while, but God insisted. And then 1 year later, we found ourselves here. And we did a lot of repentance over the years. So that day, Reverend Subert said, I will pay your ticket. That was not a very simple thing, as he probably had thought, because he's a giver. That was a very historic moment, because several things had been happening behind scenes that led to that moment of Goree Island and Senegal. So I just want to say here, you participated without knowing to a very historic moment in human history by sending me to Senegal, which I couldn't have made it. And where I finally went and spoke to some of the chiefs who perpetrated the slavery. So I'm very, very honored and thankful in my life to have touched base and connected with someone like you in this lifetime. If we had many, even 10 Soberts, this country could have gone very far. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart on behalf of myself, my family, and all the Black community. We thank you from the bottom of our heart for your love. And anywhere you go in spirit world, and we are all going there, nobody will stop you anywhere, because you are not able to love Black people. I thank you from the bottom of my heart, and thank Heaven Parent for having met you in this lifetime, and for all the sacrifices you have made. May God bless you. Thank you so much.
Phone doesn't like me. I'd like to offer a prayer for our lunch. Please join with me. Our Heavenly Parent, this has been a very special morning as we've been able to unite together as one family centered upon you, centered upon your heart, centered upon your love. We've been able to resonate together as one voice to express our appreciation for our special brother, Werner Subert, Debbie, and their family, and their lives of service. They've served this nation, they've served this community, they've served God and the whole world. So thank you so much. Please bless this food. We want to join together now, and I pray and report in my name, William Seelig of the Seelig Blessed Central family, on you. Let's all please stand and rise and Say hello to Werner.
All right, Werner.
Thank you, Werner. Well, thank you so much, everybody. I'd like to
Debbie, Uncle Werner, I just want to say I'm really grateful for you. We started pastoring together, and back in 2016, and Uncle Werner, if it wasn't for you, I don't think I'd be here today. So I really am grateful to you. Have a deep sense of respect and love for you, and just want you to know I look forward to seeing you, hopefully in person, and introduce you to my wife and my son. But just wanted to let you know, I've never met somebody so patient and kind and consistent. And yeah, I just really wanted to share that with you and Aunt Debbie for all that you've done in my life of faith, and just for me as a human being. So thank you so much. I love you. God bless you.
Umefanya vizuri. You know, saa zingine you may not pay back or
testing. Everyone, please go into the foyer unless you're helping to set up the tables. The mic's working now if you want to try. Okay.
Thank you. Hallo Werner. Werner, grüß dich. Wollte dir noch alles Gute wünschen und so schön mit deinen Kindern, dass du da zusammen bist. Ja, Meredith ist auch da. Da hinten. Mach's gut, du. Alles Gute. Tschüss. Bye. We visited him some time ago. Yeah, we went there. Yeah, and I talked to him on the phone. Yeah, we both have done the business. We had a lot in common. I know. We laughed about it. Now.
So we'll invite people to come up to the podium.
Okay. I'll switch gears.
And we're, okay, well, right now everybody's in the foyer, so I think we need to wait a couple of minutes to people sit down maybe, or should we just... We can't hear you. I'm hearing you on the phone only.
Right. I have to go back.
Oh,
Just switch your phone.
Just unmute it. He'll give me a signal, and then you can tell Werner to speak.
But hopefully they'll be able to hear you now if you want. And if you want to, if anyone else wants to chime in, you can.
Yeah,
Okay, you're unmuted now. Hi.
everybody, you really made a big difference today. I thank you very much. Let's
Testing.
and I pray with you as brothers and sisters in the name of two parents. Amen.
Werner, did you hear Anna Mazzani?
Yes, you did hear her, right?
Testing.
She spoke to you in German.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So, Reverend Russell, did you wanted to say something? Do you want to unmute now?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I won't be long.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Werner is going to be speaking now, so please give your attention to the screen. Our brother Werner wants to share a few words and introduce his family to us. Everyone, Werner wants to say a few more words and introduce his family. So if you would all come in and give your attention. Okay, everybody, Werner wants to say a few more words. Go right ahead, Werner.
Okay. Can I go ahead? Just a couple words?
Richard, I'm going to mute you in the room there for now. George, go ahead.
Okay, fine. Spit ahead. Dear brother Werner, I am really truly honored to even get a tiny little space to say thank you eternally, and blessings forever. I will have always a clear memory of our friendship together, meeting you there at Nova Center and what we have been through. And thanks for all the help and blessing. I was asked to become a leader here after you, and you supported me so very well. And we became personal pals. Now, I was wearing my cap because, Werner, I wanted to tip it off to you like this. And so happy that I could do that. I'm just getting back from a long session with a Jehovah Witness that I teach Saturday mornings every day. So that's why I wasn't here early. And I even brought candies for you and Deborah and for the kids that they gave me today. So we want to share that with you from the heart of deep love. A very nice candy. I'm sure the kids would enjoy them. So this come from our new member, the Jehovah Witness. So I want to let you know that, Werner, all the foundation, the spiritual foundation that you have laid here in Virginia, it's really paying the fruits step by step off. And you will remain in our hearts and memories for eternity when we also come to join you or you come to join us, whichever way that may be. So thank you so much, and blessings and blessings and blessings forever. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, Reverend Francis, for the short little time here. God bless.
All right, very nice. Thank you, Reverend Russell. Well, I can open it up to anyone else. You need to let me know by raising your hand or something. But yeah. We may have a audio problem with Nova Center, but looks like they have it on speaker view. Barbara wants to say something. Okay.
Yes, please. I did share a little bit pre-program. I would like to say I thought this idea came from Natasha, the pastor of Nova Church, but I saw somebody said it was Dr. Ashiel. Regardless, I'm grateful for whomever thought to do this program because so many more people can express their appreciation. And we don't have to be in the same physical place. That's a limitation in itself. And for all who participated, I mean, we have the science and technology, so we might as well use it. I was on my way to Nova Church, but I was feeling so terrible. Unfortunately, I had to ask my husband to turn around and bring me back home. But I can still participate because of our technology. So thanks to whomever decided to have this program, because then you get to know much more about the person whom you thought you knew. There are many more people who have known other aspects that I didn't know, and I'm sure that's true for many people on this call. So, and also for him to hear it and not just be a body in a box as people are talking, but give the appreciation where the person, in this case Werner, is available to hear it, but not only hear it, participate, and to express his own thanks, and to add some of the things that we didn't know and can appreciate. So again, Werner, thank you for being my special brother and pastor. We met when in the early 70s in the World Mission Center. Well, we were both at the News World at that time. And you remember Kathy introduced us, Kathy Torin introduced us. And we've been friends since then. And what I loved about you, I could tell you anything. I can be as candid with you as I want, and you wouldn't take it personally. And neither would I when you say something to me. And that has endured throughout the ages. I don't know of anyone else that I can be as candid with. And I appreciated your sermons. Some people have expressed that. And many times I would say to you, okay, Werner, I like this point. This is interesting. But I don't know how you came up with this idea. And so we could have that kind of conversation and not lose respect for each other, but love each other even more. Thank you, and God bless you, my special brother. Thank you.
Oh, wait, say it again, Dad.
Thank you. I feel the same way.
How about Yuji-san? You want to?
Hi. Good morning. Good afternoon. Yeah. Yeah. Warner has been. Yeah. I think much of the Warner's public life has been, centered on the newspaper. When News World first started, I remember, I also participated in the newspaper project, and Warner was also there, and I remember his family, visited from Germany, and went to California for sightseeing, and so on and off. Yeah. After you moved to Washington Times, and also, of course, at Northern Virginia Family Church as a member, and also the pastor. Yeah, I appreciate kind of friendship from over the many years, decades, and you have been sent to the United States from Germany, Europe. I was also around the same time came to the United States from Japan as one of the missionaries, and so I really appreciate decades of friendship. And yesterday and this morning, yeah, my wife, spent most of the days preparing, teriyaki salmons and foods for more than 40 people who are expected to gather at the Nova Center along with other Japanese sisters. And, I also try to help her as much as possible. And yeah, we are grateful to be able to serve you for this celebration in that way. So thank you very much for many years of service. Thank you.
Second.
Thank you, Yuji.
So Werner, we can end anytime you want. I'm going to count on you and Debbie to let me know. But as you can see, they're beginning to enjoy the Michiko's food there. And you know this drill very well, right? From being a part of that. Somebody's going to show up at your house sometime today too, by the way, so I want you to have enough rest. You okay? Keep going.
Okay, thank you everybody for making your trip, and please dig in. We prayed and we laughed and we cried. I don't think we have to do any more of that. So thank you so much. God bless you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And as you said, amen, adieu. All right.
Bye.
Spider-Man, you take care of Grandpa, okay? Take care of Grandpa there. All right. Bye-bye, everyone. Have a wonderful afternoon. Thank you all for joining. Bye-bye. I'm going to unmute you all if you, I'm trying to find the way to do that. Okay.
Hey, Werner, thank you so much. It was good to see you.
Thank you.
God bless you.
God bless you, Werner. Thank you, everyone. Beautiful
Very nice.
You have beautiful grandchildren.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye,
Goodbye,
Werner.
everyone. God bless you.
Bye.
Love you,
Bye-bye.
Werner.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Turn it off.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Reverend
Thank you,
Francis, for
guys.
making
We're
this
really
possible.
good,
Thank
brother.
you.
Eternal blessings, the family, grandfather Werner.
Okay.
Thank you, Reverend Francis. We appreciate you.
I still remember the last joke we had together.
Nice to see you, Reverend Patton. Say hi to Keiko.
Oh, yes,
and
Reverend Patton,
everyone.
sorry.
Thank you. Certainly will.
Oh, blessings to you, Reverend Patton, yes.
Great to see you all. Miss you so much.
Bye-bye now.
Okay.
All right. Thanks again, Randy.
Okay.
Hi.